Welcome back, guys. We have another video today. I'm super excited to bring you guys this one. This is about Contender Series, obviously. Week 10 of Contender Series wrapped up like a couple days ago, 2 days ago. And yeah, I've been doing breakdowns and recaps on a lot of the Contender Series cards over the course of this season. I guess this season. I wasn't really planning on doing it, just mainly because it's Contender Series and do we all really care that much? But a lot of the fight cards and stuff on Contender Series fights in general were that good that I felt like I had to talk about them. And this week in week 9 were like no different whatsoever. Like they were again some of the best fights we've seen all month. So yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, in my opinion, I think Contender Series is a great thing. It's very entertaining, like fight wise. I like how fast paced it is. There's not a lot of intros in between. Obviously, we don't have like the big hype of like somebody that you've watched multiple fights in and you're rooting for to work towards the championship or the title or something like that. Like there's not really any big name like people that you're like, holy shit, like you get goosebumps for a fight, but all the fights are bangers. And it kind of reminds me of ONE FC in that way, where it's like a lot of the guys aren't superstars, but all the fights are kind of bangers. And for the reason, like, I know it's Muay Thai versus MMA, it's like kind of different things, but a lot of the promotion, like, or just the mindset for the fights and promotions going into the events like Contender Series and also ONE FC, it's like basically like, if you don't put on a good performance, you don't have an exciting fight, get fucked, right? And as shitty as that is as a sport, it makes for really entertaining fighters or fights. All of these guys that are fighting ONE FC promotion, things like that, and Contender Series, they're all like insanely hungry to make their dream a reality. Like ONE FC, it's like, okay, everybody's poor and they're just trying to make money to like um, be able to provide a better life for themselves. Contender Series, it's like all these guys that are looking to provide a better life for themselves, but also like you're on the come up, you're super hungry, your life goal is to get into the UFC. You're like they're doing everything they can to make that happen. Whereas once you're in the UFC, we have some fighters who kind of just not necessarily coast, but kind of coast. And you see that like as a professional freestyle skier, even I see that a lot. Like we have a lot of guys on like the national teams and stuff like that that are like, once they've been on the national team, or I guess the equivalent of being the UFC competing in World Cups and stuff like that for multiple years, you just kind of like, you have your first 2 years where you really grind, and then you have people that like start coasting. You have people that don't show up to workouts. Like we have scheduled team workouts and like half the team is missing or something like that, right? It's kind of similar to that, I feel like, in the UFC, but you never see the guys that's like their first year on the team, or like they have an opportunity to come to a training camp where they're missing anything. Like they're there at every single event, or sorry, training block, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes early, warmed up, ready to go, giving 100%. Kind of the same thing in Contender Series. That's partially why I think the fights are so good. But let's get into it. So right off the bat, would it be sick to have more Contender Series events throughout a year? Maybe like 2 seasons of it a year? Yes, I heard Guru talking about that. I think that would be awesome. But it is also kind of nice that it comes around once a year as well. Like it gives you like a block of something to get hyped about. I think if you did 2 seasons of having of Contender Series, then it loses kind of the allure and also like the energy of like these guys aren't going to give. If they know there's 2 seasons, more people are getting shots. People aren't as like they're not giving as much. They're not going as 100%. And I think it loses a little bit of that allure, like if it's repeated more often. Anyways. With that being said, let's get into the fights. Wes Schultz versus Mario Minjiang. Crazy submission by Wes Schultz. I know he had his first fight in the Contender Series last year. I watched it, and it was a good fight. It was an entertaining fight. He's scrappy. He's not like a super high level striker or technical fighter, but he's really scrappy and he has good grappling. And I was not expecting a Sulev stretch. That was wild. He got the back and he just immediately reached down for that leg, and that was crazy submission. Obviously deserved a contract. Great win. If you haven't seen the submission, it's a good submission to win. This next fight, heavyweight fight, sucked. Absolutely sucked. This was the worst fight in Contender Series in a while. Not very entertaining at all. Yeah, that's about it. Back and forth. Literally just the dude in the red. I don't know how to pronounce his name because it's impossible. Just got super tired and just gave up. Yeah, the guy in the blue looked good, but it wasn't like anything entertaining. Obviously, we're gonna get into season 9 where we had like what they're calling the craziest UFC fight ever, or sorry, Contender Series fight ever, which I think it was one of the craziest fights ever. Michael Oliveira defeats Victor Venezuela. This was a crazy fight as well. Victor Venezuela is a dog, dude. This you can see by this picture. This dude's face got murked. I'm trying to zoom in here, but I can't. Crazy fight. He just got he just I don't even want to say he looks small. He just got hit by a lot of good shots. His striking wasn't necessarily worse. He just was fighting at a shorter range than the other guy, who is more standing at long. What is his name again? Oliveira. Oliveira's very, very big and strong for this weight division, and he's fighting at like a really long range, and he's just throwing really nice straight shots. And when he's landing, dude, that shit is just hurting you. He's a really good striker. So, yeah, dude, Oliveira looked amazing. Great finish from him. He's a former paratrooper. Yeah, crazy in the army. Yeah, dude, he's a nasty guy, man. He's 9-0. He was LFA standout. His striking looks really, really good, man. He's gonna be a problem for a lot of these guys. He's one of these guys that they come into the UFC and they're like there's a difference between people that are like naturally athletic and then people that are naturally athletic but also understand the sport and technique. He's one of these guys that he's both. He's got really good genetics, athletics, ability to move his body and everything like that. Well, but he's also got really good understanding of how striking works and stuff like that. And he's also got probably discipline from being in paratroopers and stuff like that. So, anyways, crazy finish. Rahiki defeats Anis Mulamba. This is one of the fights where people were saying like, "Oh my god, this was like the most insane comeback ever." I don't know why I'm acting like I don't think it was. Watch this shit if it plays. This was probably one of the most insane. I guess this is this KO right here. Just drop. Those elbows are nasty, dude. Those elbows are nasty. People don't like throw elbows like that very often. But this is one of the fights where Rahiki was like coming in here like, I'm gonna just destroy him. I'm like the next Adesanya. Like my striking's so good, dude. His striking is okay. His striking is good, but his defense is awful. Like he got hit with a lot of shots. I mean, he got dropped 3 times in the first round and pretty much put out. The ref somehow let him go fight on. It was like 1 strike away from it getting canceled, and I'm glad it didn't. But he was able to recover, able to try to fight back. He was really gritty, and he was right back into this fight. Second round, he just walked the dude down and just pieced him up in the striking. First round in the striking, he was a little too sloppy, and he got caught with 1 clean shot, and then was like just trying to like survive from then. And then the second round, he like came back and just put it on him, dude. And wow, yeah. Insane comeback win. This was one of these fights where we see in Contender Series and we're like, yeah, this is why we have Contender Series. It was a really, really good comeback win. Juan Diaz versus Hwang Wan Il. Oh yeah, fuck! I almost forgot about this. I'll play this one too. But this is one of the nastiest spinning elbows I think we've seen. I mean, we've been seeing a lot more spinning out, dude, right to the temple, and then just follows up with an elbow to the face. This was really, really nasty. Kwang Wan-il looked pretty good in this fight. Not like amazing, but he was definitely, I think, winning the striking just by a little bit. More just because he was keeping it at range a little bit better and throwing a little bit more straight shots. But it wasn't like blowout or anything like that. But it was close. But he was dipping a lot with his head, and he just dipped right into his spinning elbow. Always at the end of the round, dude. These wild spinning elbows, for the most part, always happen at the end of the round where the guy's like, okay, there's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or sorry, there's like 30 seconds left. I'm not going to get hurt. I'm just going to go for it. And that's when shit like that happens. We have Freddie Vidal. He lost in this fight, which sucks. But yeah, you did lose. This was like not really an insane fight. He kind of just got KO'd. But yeah, good card. I mean, obviously the Rahiki fight and the spinning back elbow was insane, and the Sula stretch was insane. So three crazy finishes, obviously. Then we have week 9, which I'm going to just talk about quickly. John Pork, poor guy, dude. Magomed Zainukov, dude. He's just getting called John fucking Pork. And to be fair to John Pork, I actually really do kind of like him. I think he's got a good humor. He for being called John Pork, he takes it really well, and he's a really good fighter. His striking is really, really good. He's going to be a problem. What does he fight at? I got to look at what he fights at. I mean, he's got 30-28 in here. 3 10-8 rounds. Yeah. Which round did they give him a 10-8? The last one. Yeah. Dude. Lightweight. He's going to be a problem for a lot of these guys at lightweight. He comes out of a really good camp. We know his grappling is going to be half decent if he's training with all those Dagestani guys like nonstop, but his striking is really good. Was his striking like he has like a really good Muay Thai striking. Is it like what you think is like a textbook Muay Thai striking? No, but it's really really good. Um, and he's gonna destroy like the majority of these guys. I think, especially on his way up. Like up until he gets in the top 15, I think he's gonna just walk through the most of these guys in the UFC. This next one's Adriano. So another good prospect. Great fight. This was a great fight. It was more just John Pork beating the living shit out of Lucas Caldas, who never gave up, to be fair, and always came forward and always tried to win the fight, which was awesome to see. But great fight. This next one, Adriana Luna Martina versus Mark Vlogden. This is one of the fights where like you just watch and you're like, holy fuck! Like, do you want to take that much damage? Came out right away where Adriana Luna Martina. I'm just call him Martinetti. Sorry, Martinetti. I'm just gonna call him Martinetti. Adriana Martinetti. He didn't look that good in the first round. Like he was kind of like this more grappler, but he's like, I got really good striking too. First round, I watched the fight, and I was like, oh, he's. I guess there's no video for this one. He's gonna get pieced up. Like Mark Vlogden was walking him down, landing good shots, switching stances, moving in and out of range, like making sure he didn't get pressured up against the cage, landing big shots. His striking looked really good, Mark Vlogden, in the first round, and then something switched in the second round where they just told Martinetti to just go after him and just get in his face. And holy fuck, did he ever! This was an absolute war. Martinetti did a really, really good job in the second and third round of just pressuring the shit out of him. And it was like his striking jumped up like three, 4 skill points like right after that round. His striking looked a lot better. And the big thing that kind of got Vlogden in this fight was the clinch. Like Martinetti would just tie clinch him and grab him, and Vlogden would just, instead of trying to pummel out or do anything else, he would just accept that tie clinch, and like he would be throwing back, like he'd be throwing body shots or whatever, but he would take so many knees to the body, so many knees to the head, and first of all, shit ton of damage, but just so many knees to the body and the head where it's like, no matter what, like he wasn't gonna win on points because he's just eating so many clean shots. When it wasn't in the clinching and in close quarters, which you think that Vlogden might have an advantage in, it was actually okay. He was still losing in the second and third round, but super tough dude, always looking for a finish. He is. I don't know if they have his height in here, but he is short for bantamweight. Like I know he's a thick dude, but he looked really small for bantamweight, and I do think that if you put him in flyweight, striking-wise, if he could cut that weight, he's going to look really, really good at flyweight. He's going to be big, strong. He has really good striking. He did okay in the grappling. He was able to get up and stuff like that. He got held around a bit. Took a lot of damage on the bottom. He didn't really try to scramble up, which was like one of the problems. He was just taking damage on the bottom. Yeah, I forgot how much damage he took on the bottom, actually. He took quite a bit of damage on the bottom, but it was more just a clinch. Like there was multiple spots or times in the second and third round where he just got held in the clinch for almost a minute, which should never happen, and just was eating knees to the body. And it wasn't even because he was getting held there. He just wasn't trying to get out. So Emmanuel Rodriguez comes back from tough and gets a sick finish in the first round. Great win. Who did he lose to? I think the only person he lost to was the guy that won tough. So good on him. Yeah, I think Emmanuel Rodriguez is a good fighter. This was a tough. I was gonna say this is a tough fight, but it was kind of a tough fight. The guy he's fighting is really good. He got him with a good shot, and then Emmanuel Rodriguez, he got him back with a good shot, and it was basically just like who's gonna land a clean shot that's gonna hurt the other person first, and then jump on them. And yeah, he did. He jumped on him once he hit him with that good shot. Oh, dude, shit, I forgot about this. Louis Felipe Diaz. This dude looked really, really fucking good, man. He hasn't fought in a long time. Came out, just cooked him immediately, pretty much. I think it was second round submission, but like first round looked really good. Striking wise, grappling wise looked really good. Got a submission once he got to the back. Rafael Pintiguero. I almost don't remember this fight. But yeah, anyways, I guess the main point of this video was to kind of recap some of the Contender Series fights that happened last week and this week, and just talk about like how generally how good they are. Like this fight was insane, and then obviously we have John Pork's fight was really, really good, and then this fight, Martinetti versus Vlogden, was one of the best fights out there. And then the majority of all other fights on the card, like you have 5 fights, 4 of them are insane, and then one of them is usually like kind of a mid decision. But if it was an actual UFC event, it would be a half decent decision fight. It wouldn't be boring. So, anyways, I think we need more Contender Series, but I don't think we need another season because I think another season could be good. We'll have to see. But I think if you had 12 weeks of Contender Series at least, that would be sick. These guys just go for it. They just go for it, unlike the majority of the guys in the UFC actual UFC roster. So, anyways, that's this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. We're on our way to 500 or 1,000 subscribers, whatever comes first. Obviously, 500 is going to come first. I'll see you then.